how many women?
Oh, dude, I don't want to put this on the internet.
Have you slept with
I'm not
since you've been here?
I'm not putting that on there.
Guess.
No,
Just guess.
No.
All right, we're here with Shawn Connery. That's right. Greg Brady, Shawn Connery. For reals. We would show you our licenses, but I'm driving. Anyway, Shawn is 46 years old.
47.
47 years old. Tell people a little bit about where you lived in America, what you did for a living, first time you came to Thailand, and why you decided to come back and live here.
Well, I didn't travel that far out of my comfort zone in America. I grew up in southeastern Minnesota, Houston, Minnesota. Lived in La Crosse, Wisconsin for some time. And then for about 20 years, I jumped between, my office was in between Minneapolis and St. Paul, and then the corporate office was out of Milwaukee. I moved here a couple months before COVID started.
Yeah.
And
early 2020, right?
Yeah.
There are some people who come here just because it's less expensive to live. And that's a factor in Shawn coming here. It's a huge factor in me coming here. I could retire early because it's cheap. There are some people who come here because it's a fucking beautiful country and great food. We both enjoy the food. We're enjoying the beauty today. I'm coming up to Chiang Mai. There are some people who come here because they spent their whole life in the U.S. unable to find a suitable partner, either for one night or for their life. You know a thing or two about Thai women.
Yeah.
And I actually like your story a lot because I think it's very typical.
What's that?
You came here, you met a girl, you fell in love.
Yeah,
because she was better than any woman you ever met in fucking Wisconsin, in America, period. And you spent 15 months with her?
Yeah.
The one girl?
You know, that's the, you know, they hook you. No offense to the girls that are working the bars. I have no interest just because of like disease and I mean,
you don't want to eat a sandwich that 50 guys have eaten before you.
Yeah,
I don't blame you. I'm with you.
And it's just I'm not attracted to someone with like that at all. And since I don't drink, I just stay away from the bars. But I mean,
and, real quick, in Bangkok, there are actually bars that are called blowjob bars. You want to talk the difference between America and Thailand. In America, there's no such thing as a blowjob bar, right? It'd be illegal. They wouldn't have it. And prostitution, by the way, is illegal in Thailand. Like you mentioned, gambling was illegal. Prostitution's illegal. Yeah. Yet there are police standing out in the red light district just watching the whole thing going on. Yeah. Nobody's arrested. Nobody's busted. It's allowed here. It's overlooked because it's good for tourism. It's good for the economy. There are actual bars in Bangkok where you can just go and get a blowjob, and like that's what the bar is there for. Not to drink, not to meet people, not to dance, not to listen to music. It's to get a blowjob. So after over a year with this girl, what was the turning point? What was the sort of realization for you that things weren't gonna, work out long term?
Well, the language barrier was bad, and the Thai language is so hard to understand with all the vowels and the different the five tones.
Level 4 language according to the State Department, right? In the U.S.
Yeah,
it's hard.
It's complex. Yeah. So we never. She didn't know much English at all. And I met her in the first 30 days of being in Samui when we went on lockdown.
So you were new to Thailand.
Yeah, I was new. They were going on a lockdown, and I'm like,
here's a girl who's beautiful,
a beautiful girl,
petite girl,
just very, very, very beautiful girl. Yeah. And after a year, I was like, you know what? I think I want to be single, and I just didn't see marrying her. I don't know. It was to the point where
it was time to get married, and you weren't feeling it.
Yeah,
so
and I was giving her parents
careful.
some money to help her parents out.
That's what you do.
That's what you do.
It's a thing here. Yeah, it's a thing.
And you know, it was to the time where, you know, I've been here for 14 months and I was dating somebody for 13 months of it. And I was like, you know what? You know, in America, I mean, I was with my last two girlfriends was 14 or 15 years between the two of them. And
very typical. Very typical in America.
And I kind of wanted to venture out and go back to dating, and that's what I did. And then that started the trip to Isan, where I would travel around meeting people and going on dates.
You were using Tinder at that time.
I was using a few different
and
apps.
Tinder here is not just a hookup app, although people use it for that. It's an actual date. Tinder is like Match.com here.
I think Thai friendly. I was using Thai friendly.
Thai friendly.
But the big thing is, regardless of women, I was going to go out and see Thailand.
Right.
And I was going to venture to every province they had and take notes and where do I want to go back, what are the best pictures and best areas. And then at night I would, you know, just meet up with, go on a date, and then, you know, a couple days later I'd be off to my next town, and I just did that in Isan for, you know, some places I stayed a week, some places I stayed a couple days, but I kind of just ventured out and went around in that.
So you got back to Chiang Mai, and Supalai, the luxury place that you're talking about, 23 floors, a tall building, is right near the bus station. Literally walking distance from the main bus station, the arcade they call it, in Chiang Mai. So you were able to ride down on your motorbike or walk and pick up ladies that you met online that came to the bus station, to the bus from their province, Khon Kaen or wherever.
Sometimes I would have people come visit, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
And then just drop them off a couple days later, whatever, put them back on the bus, go back home.
Or, you know, they might, you know, some first dates in Thailand last like a week.
3 days.
A week. Yeah. You know, you go on one date with them, and 1 week later they're still at your house, and it's like what the, like they're trying to move in with you.
Right. So, on all your first dates that lasted 3 days or a week, was there ever one where you felt like, shit, I really like this girl, and I feel like I could have a long-term relationship with her, but I don't want that?
I think with the Thai women, there are matches up with your what matches up with your personality. I'm not in a girl that's going to scam me or hustle me. And
a lot of them are in it for the money. Not all.
Not all.
But a lot are in it
it's
for
really
the money.
not. It's really not genuine at times. And if once I figure that out, I'm out of there.
Right.
And then I really get into a girl that is not a city girl. I get into a girl that's I like the mountain hill tribe women. I like the Karen women. I've dated like a Shawn from Burma. I like the mountain hill tribe women.
So you've narrowed it down to you like hill tribe women, country girls basically, instead of city girls.
Yeah.
Not from Isan, not bar girls.
Well, Isan's just too far away.
Not scammers. No, but even a girl in Chiang Mai who's from Isan.
Yeah, it turns me on.
Yeah.
It shouldn't, but it just in the back of my mind.
Everybody's got their thing, dude. It's cool.
It's so I'm more of a somebody that lives in the north, somebody that lives in the mountains, and it's nice if they live in a small village or you know that. But you always run to how good is their English? You'd be surprised that the English in Thailand for people is very poor. The education system is not as strong as the other Asian countries. So that's one thing I was really surprised about, how bad the English was everywhere. And
you're talking about the women, and there's this weird dynamic where they educate boys and not girls. That's one of the weird things of it. There's this underlying sexism in Thailand, where boys or men are seen higher than women. It's like a structure, a social status. So they don't invest in their young girls, which is ridiculous, but it's the way it is.
So I mean, there's women from every country in the world in Chiang Mai.
And like I said, we're talking about in this segment women specifically. So there are dudes who will come to Thailand just because of the women. So you said you had two.
I think those are more vacation people, like people.
Well, absolutely.
You come here for a month.
Sex tourists, they call them. Yeah, they're all over the place.
I think they're the ones that go to the bars.
There are dudes who are in America and can't get a date because American women and their attitude and whatever their
I mean,
their headspace where they're at.
Greg and I are not the best looking guys. We get that.
Speak for yourself, sir.
But I mean,
handsome.
Even 2 years ago, when Greg weighed more weight, and I was, when I got here,
I was 297.
Yeah, and I was 300. Right. And Greg's a few inches taller than I am.
I still took down Major League Pookie in America. Because I had money.
If we walked into a bar, Greg and I 2 years ago, same as if we walked into a bar today, it'd be like Matthew McConaughey and Tom Cruise walking into a bar
in Thailand.
All right.
They'd see a 300-pound guy, and
300-pound wallet, right?
Yeah, that's
even the ones who aren't after you for your money still want financial stability, which I don't know many people who don't want financial stability in a partner. It's just bigger here. Financial stability is more important than looks or personality or anything. That's why people want to come to Thailand.
Looks is
lower on the scale.
Very low on the scale.
Yeah. Your generosity is how they put it. It's the size of your fucking wallet.
But I mean,
same thing.
And that's the great thing. There are a lot of beautiful women all over Thailand that you just have to walk up and talk to them.
Right.
The dating apps are just artificial and fake, and they're
a huge difference between the United States and Thailand is if you or I walked up to a beautiful woman in America, they would get creep vibes and say, why the fuck are you talking to me? They get defensive, they go away, they'd ignore us, they'd be rude to us, nasty. If you walk up to a beautiful woman in Thailand, even if she's not interested in you, she'll be nice and speak with you, but then she'll make it clear she's not interested in you and move on. Fine, no problem. But she won't be rude. She won't be bitchy. She won't be aggressive. She'll just be like, oh, okay, yeah, oh, I'm beautiful. Thank you very much. And then, she'll go on her way. But she'll talk to you. She won't treat you like American women treat you if they're not interested.
Yeah, it's a whole different game here.
It's a whole different dynamic, right?
Most of the women are just super nice and friendly, and
even if they're not interested in you, they'll still be friendly.
For sure.
Right.
I'm just talking about when you go for like a walk and you're buying coffee, or you're talking to someone out in the community, at maybe a temple, or at you're starting a conversation with somebody.
All right, it's time for you to flex, my friend, and show people what you got. How many women?
Oh, dude, I don't want to put this on the internet.
Have you slept with since you've been here?
I'm not putting that on there.
Guess. Just guess.
No.
I would say over 100.
Jesus
I would
Christ,
say over 100.
This is going to go on the internet?
Yes.
100.
Forever.
I've only been here 2.5 years.
I know.
So I've only been here.
I think
I've only been here like 800 days.
I'd
so
say
that's like
100,
once a week.
Yep, at least.
Once a week, a different girl for 100 weeks.
It's been more.
Jeez, you're going to label me you're going to label me that bad?
I'm not labeling anything. I'm not judging, brother.
Well, that's one a week, or sometimes it's 2 a week.
Sometimes it is. Yeah. I know you, motherfucker. So
I was with one girl. I was with one girl for 14 or 15 months,
and then you made up for lost time.
And then I probably made up. When I went to Phuket, I was a little out of hand.
You were a little bit of a man whore. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Women are all over you here, like what'd you say, Tom Cruise. Thai women treat you like Tom Cruise or Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
And you came over at 300 with no hair.